What's going on, everybody? This is Nick from House of Paint bringing you another makeover edition. This time we are giving Thor himself, the God of Thunder, a makeover. So this model is actually from a local Dollar Tree. I found this on the shelf, and as you can see, nothing wrong with it. Very basic. But we are going to be giving him a makeover. However, the only thing I would say is the eyes here are a little, I don't know. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to be priming him in black, and then we'll get started. But before we do, just a friendly reminder to smite like and slam subscribe so that you can stay up to date on all the latest content that I'm putting out there in my quest to paint the manual and all my shenanigans in between. Without further ado, let's give Thor a makeover. All right, we're going to get started on the face here with an all-over base coat of beige red. Here's after 2 coats, adding a drop of water to make the paint nice and thin. And now going to just go ahead and block out the space for the eyes with black. Now, after taking some black red, as you can see, I've outlined the shadowed areas of the face around the nose, under the eyelids. And now with some light skin, I'm going to be blocking out the areas of the face that will be catching the light, such as the bridge of the nose, the upper curve of the chin, around the eyelids, and up on the cheekbones here. Adding some white to that light skin, I'm going to emphasize some of these most prominent highlights over a smaller area, as you can see. So probably covering about half the area that I just covered with light skin by itself. Going back to that black red, I'm just reinforcing under the lip and in the curves of the cheeks there leading into the mouth region. And here with some violet red, I'm going to be just adding some tones, blocking out the tones here, and then gonna go ahead and kind of blend them all together with a little bit of a glaze to smooth out these lines of demarcation. Pop in the whites of the eyes here. I'm actually not using pure white. I am using light skin for this, actually, since I have it in the palette. So blocking out the eyelids, placing in the pupils, and adding in the blue for the irises here. A base coat of blonde hair for his hair. Now that the hair is complete, I'm going to be going in here with some Mornfang brown to emphasize the individual strands. Now with the 50-50 mix of the blonde hair and Mornfang brown, I'm going to be using a glaze to blend these contrasts together. I'm going to go back in and reestablish those blonde highlights on the uppermost curves of the hair. With a base of turquoise, I'll be providing a base coat for the helmet. With a 60-40 mix of heavy blue gray and white, I'm going to be blocking out the first highlights on the helmet. Now, using that same mix as a glaze, I'm going to be using this to blend the contrast between the turquoise and the heavy blue gray. Now, flipping the ratio of white to heavy blue gray by putting it 60-40 in favor of white, and I'll be blocking out the more prominent highlights on top of the helmet and along the kind of nose and forehead ridge here. And with the same glaze as before, I'll be trying to blend those contrasts together. Now, since I have the blonde hair still in the palette, I've diluted it a bit, and I'm going to be putting some tones up on the helmet too, as if it's reflecting the light source. Now, the 50-50 mix of white and heavy blue-gray, I'm going to be outlining the ridges of the sides of the helmet. And using the same mix as a glaze here to make the contrast less harsh. Now, the 60-40 mix of white to heavy blue-gray, I'm going to be picking out those individual creases in the helmet to delineate between the ridges and the recesses. Base coat of turquoise on the shoulder pads. (60-40) mix of heavy blue-gray to white. I'm going to be edging the shoulder pads and providing some highlights on the little individual panels here. And using that same mix as a glaze. Now switching the ratio so that it's 60-40 in favor of white to heavy blue-gray, I'll be providing some max highlights on the shoulder pads. And repeating that process on the disc-shaped plates on his outfit. I'm going to be basing these in turquoise. Blocking out the highlights with a heavy blue-gray white mix. Following a glaze, we'll be popping on some max highlights. Gonna go comic. 50-50 mix of dark vermilion and orange fire, I'm going to be applying the max highlights to pretty much the upper ridges of all the folds. Okay, and there we have them. The Thor makeover is complete. I truly hope you enjoyed. Information on how to follow me on all my social media platforms is immediately following the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.